Let me ask you something. If you type "create a portrait of a CEO" into an AI image tool, what do you reckon you'll get? In our test, we got a confident-looking white man, mid-40s, in a very expensive office. We didn't ask for that, but AI filled in the blanks with what it had seen the most. It's had learnt from our own bias, and it was a reflection of history. And then we tried that image of the elephant in the room. ChatGPT gave us a diverse gender mix, but everyone still looked like a Sydney legal firm. Copilot, mostly men, all white, all serious, different tools, different biases. Because here's the thing. AI doesn't show us the world as it is. It shows us the world as it's seen it. And if it's only seen part of the picture, it's going to fill in the rest. Badly. Bias isn't just some abstract technical fault. It's the reason your AI writes a job ad that only appeals to men. It's the reason a healthcare chatbot might miss the symptoms for certain ethnicities. It's why, when you ask for a professional tone, you sometimes get something that sounds suspiciously posh, male, and British. Here's the crazy bit about this. You can also turn this into a superpower. AI has been trained on our data and the way we write, act, and behave. So if you tell it that the question you're asking is really important to you, it'll actually give you a better quality answer. And bizarrely, if you tell it that you'll get fired if the answer is wrong, or your boss will be annoyed, then it'll give you a 5 to 10% better quality answer. And because so much of the training data is from the United States, you can get improved results by telling it you'll give it a tip. This stuff contains weird and crazy bias too, some of which might help you. There are lots of different types of bias, but here are 3 to watch out for. Historical bias. That's when the AI learns from data that reflects how things used to be, like old resumes, old hiring patterns, old leadership rosters. Sampling bias. That's when the training data overrepresents some groups and underrepresents others. For example, if a medical AI was trained mostly on male patients, it might miss symptoms that present differently in women. Confirmation bias. That's when your prompt nudges the AI to tell you what you already think. You say, "Write a strong cover letter," and it gives you something that sounds just like the last one you read. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's the problem. But bias doesn't just come from the training data, it comes from you too. Let's say you upload customer survey results. Looks like neutral data, right? But it's only from the people who answered the survey. So here's a prompt worth remembering. This data only includes customers who filled out the survey. Can you consider how that might skew the results? Boom. That one sentence can shift the whole analysis. You're not just a user, you're part of the system, and how you frame things matters. Let's go back to our CEO portrait. Instead of just saying, "portrait of a CEO," try being more specific. Try this. Create a portrait of a female CEO in her 50s, of South Asian descent, in a high-end office in Singapore. Now you're steering the output. Now you're making it real. Same with team images. If you don't specify diversity, don't expect it to magically appear. Prompt for it. Here's the big idea. Bias in AI isn't just about bad training data. It's about missing voices, unspoken assumptions, invisible defaults. And the fix? Well, the AI labs are improving this all the time. If you asked for an image of a doctor a couple of years ago, they would always have been white and male. Now you are more likely to get an image that represents the doctor you'll actually see at a doctor's office or hospital. And you need to be aware, start spotting the gaps, start asking different questions. And when you prompt, be deliberate about who you're including and who you might be leaving out. Because bias isn't just a bug, it's a mirror. And we get to decide what kind of reflection we want.